Do 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 do. Theme song. Good morning. How's everybody out there in YouTube land? Yeah. What the heck? Scott's not gonna do a show, so gotta have a show. I'm lost without my morning show on weekdays. How's everybody doing? Me? I'm fine. Peachy keen. I already got my orders packed. Yeah. I'm set for my day. Except I got one more cha-ching right before the show started. Sold an embroidery kit. Not big money. $13 plus shipping. Bam. I'm getting reach. We got some folks in here though. Some nice folks. We got Ray the Bum Crack Picker. We got Ping the G. We got Jabus. We got Sue. We got Hank. We got Eric. I don't know if Tom's going to show up or not. I didn't tell Tom that I was going to do a morning show. That's probably something we should have discussed. Morning, Mike. Yeah, I'm getting reach. $13 at a time. Lags here. He's kind of angled this morning. We got Beth. Good morning, Beth. Supposed to say you're excited? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Already back from follow-up with the eye surgeon. 20/20 in both eyes. You did even better than me. My left eye is 20/30 or 20/35, something like that. Yeah, my right eye did better than my left eye. A little bit. I'm good because 20/40 vision gets you certified for a driver's license. So, yeah, I love my ability to see better from 3 feet out to infinity. But up close still stinks. Got to carry these around the rest of my life. Yeah, I like these for one reason. They're cheap. Shoot, my prescription with astigmatism and bifocals. Last pair I bought of regulation type eyeglasses cost me like $450 for one pair. And these cost what? I got the upgraded. Look how much it magnifies. These cost $14.95 at Walmart, everyday low Walmart price. So I went ahead and got 2 pair. I don't know why I got 2 pair because I never lose glasses. I know folks who leave these laying around everywhere, but so far all I've used is 1 pair. Oh well, I guess I'll have another one when this pair breaks. Which they don't seem as well built as prescription glasses, but who cares? They're $15. I'll buy another pair when these break. Except I already have another pair, so I'm probably good for at least a year or so. Anyway, enough about me. How are y'all doing? That's true. I did. I took that little, or did that little test on which eye is dominant. Something like, if you look off in the distance and look at something, and hold your hand over one eye If it moves, then that's not your dominant eye. If it stays looking at that thing, then that's your dominant eye. Or something like that. Tell me if I'm wrong. I don't know. Is that the test? I forget. So all y'all out there are trying it now. You're looking at something off in the distance and holding your hand over one of your eyes. What if both move? You don't, then I guess you don't have a dominant eye. Uh, all right. Who watched the State of the Union address? The majority of it seemed like, let's celebrate our heroes, which is a good thing. They gave the Congressional Medal of Honor to a Korean jet plane fighter who is 100 years old. And they also gave the Congressional Medal of Honor to, like, has them googly eyes. Yeah. Third eye is dominant. Okay. And the second Medal of Honor went to a helicopter pilot that participated in the raid on Venezuela. And he is still recovering. He was in a walker. He had his legs shot up while he was piloting his helicopter. It's not been that long ago, huh? When was the raid on him? On Venezuela. My pal once paid too much for pair of binoculars. Yeah. Googly eyes. Front sight, rear sight, and target are just varying levels of blurry these days. What's rear sight? Hindsight? Shooting's been a real challenge. Yeah, I haven't got out a rifle or a shotgun lately to see if my new lenses are gonna help me see things better. I'm thinking about taking my new eyes to the golf course and see if it improves my golf game. Probably not. I haven't played in like 3 years. And man, I used to love to play. Oh, rear sight like on a rifle. Okay. So, what else is going on? I thought John Flippin' Ain't Easy did a good video on time management. How that's the one thing that's the most challenging in reselling. Would you agree? I pretty much had the luxury of just puttering around with reselling because I'm only going to resell 4 hours a day. Some days I do a little more, some days I don't do any, but it averages around 4 hours a day. So I do a lot of puttering around, not getting as much done as I could. But I still do 4 hours. Yeah, it's kind of like I will be in here doing stuff for like 8, 10, 12 hours a day, but it's not all reselling. I'll list a couple of things and then I'll watch a YouTube video or get up and help Gwen get something. She's always calling me in there to help her get something with her busted ass knee, which is fine. Time management has always been a challenge. Okay. I guess that's a good way to do it. Our post office is open 8 o'clock to 4:30 each day. So if yours is like mine, then got more time management problems with gaming. Nothing wrong with video games if it doesn't just rule your life, I guess. Keep you from doing other things. Hello, vintage memories. What is going on today? You only do an hour on Saturday? Yeah, I've been wanting to get out to the golf course and get some steps in and a little fresh air. But I don't know. Most of the time I sit around in here thinking the stuff I do reselling is going to give me all the exercise I need. No, probably not. Need to do more walking, more physical movement. Need to grab up my clubs and head out to the golf course, get my walk in, get some sun on my face. Are y'all getting alerts about that missing kid near Austin? I haven't seen any. We got a missing child. No, I haven't done the treadmill stuff. It seemed like just about the time I get the treadmill cleared off, I get a new stack of stuff in to sell, and I am full to the gills in my bat cave here with all the reselling stuff. I need to purge a lot of my stuff that isn't selling. Yeah, right now I've got a little box of stuff to sell. I've got a stack of floor cleaner pads on it. I got a bunch of microscopes. I listed them, but I need to put them away on the shelves. So yeah, it won't be too much trouble to clear it off. So anyway, I guess Tom didn't notice that I posted I'm doing a show, so he's not here. Where's Tom? Bum, 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 bum. So anyway, Mr. Trump looked over at the, I thought it was kind of funny. Looked over at the Democrat side of the Congress and said, "You should be ashamed. You should be ashamed letting all these illegal immigrants in. You should be ashamed." I don't know if they should or not. I don't know. But I thought that was pretty strong language for a State of the Union address. You didn't get a notification? Well, YouTube's funny like that. Sometimes they'll just stop putting stuff you want to watch in your feed, and in its place they put stuff that they think you ought to watch. Like, if I hit YouTube right now, just turn on YouTube, I get a movie trailer, I get a Kevin Commonwealth Picker video, I get Johnny's Morning Show, I get a couple of Silver videos, got one about Senator Kennedy, I get one about a kid that's dancing to Michael Jackson's Billie Jean. Stuff they think I ought to watch, and I'm like, really? No. Only about half of the things they put up for me to watch are about stuff I'm interested in. The rest of it is just, why the hell are they telling me to do that? Or why do they want to do that? Scott's taking a few weeks off around on the Wednesday mornings so that he can get focused on his business. So I thought I'd do a show. What the heck? I got a notification, but I was busy and didn't see it until 12 minutes later. Plus, I started kind of late. I wasn't for sure Scott wasn't going to do a show until after 8 o'clock, so I didn't start till 8:10. Good morning, Spam. Yeah, I've heard that, except the last video I saw of John's was from his small channel, the second channel. Has he posted anything with his original channel yet? We have our history off in YouTube. This allows us to watch you subscribed. Huh. I don't know how to set that. Let's see. How would you adjust that? Yeah, I just got to play around with it. I'm looking at it now, but yeah. Okay. So you can tailor what you want to watch. Oh, he did do some posts on the original. Well, I didn't get like YouTube, I didn't get a notification. So I'll need to go back and watch those today sometime. Time management? As a retired person, that's a foreign concept. It is kind of, it's in order to maintain my lifestyle, I know I need to resell a bunch. And I do. I do resell quite a bit, but I don't know what I'm going to do when I get too old to resell. I know that day is not that far off, huh? Yesterday's podcast was done from the Real Channel. Monday's podcast? Was it? I thought he didn't get his channel back until like yesterday morning. Videos, just community posts. They'll be back live. Okay. What did I do to my wrist? Oh, that's just, when you get old and you take all those pills, it makes your skin thin. And so those are just puppy nail. I need to trim her nails. That's just puppy nails scratched me. It looks bad, doesn't it? When you get old and you can still see a spot there where they took my blood, and that's been like a month ago, where they jabbed the needle into you. So, yeah, I didn't do nothing wrong with my wrist. Just when you'll find out when all y'all turn 70 or older, if a puppy jumps on you with sharp claws, you're going to bleed like a stuck pig and take a month to get over it. The joys of getting old. Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. I was cleaning some electric plugs yesterday. I love those electric plugs. I've made thousands and thousands of dollars on them now. But a bunch of the cases were partially open, and they were stored in poor storage, and a bunch of the boxes had gotten rained on. So a bunch of them needed to be cleaned. So, and a bunch more still need to be cleaned. So I cleaned about 200 or 300 electric plugs. They're still good. I mean, they're brand new. But like when they're stored in an outside barn or something, mud. Do y'all know what mud daubers are? Daubers? They're a wasp that build their nests out of mud, right? And so any enclosed place with a hole, they will get in there and build a mud dauber nest. So that just makes a mess out of this stuff. Probably every open barn type situation in Texas has mud dauber nests in it. So when you open a box of electric plugs that was already partially open, you open it up and you see an old unused mud dauber nest. You get them in your carport. Yep. We get them in our carport. We get them in I've got a storage shed in the back. Coffee. Gotta have coffee in the mornings. So, report on Gwen. She's doing pretty good. She had physical therapy again yesterday, which wears her out a little bit. But she's transitioning from a walker to a cane, so she's doing pretty good, pretty good. And So, after the State of the Union address, I saw that the price of silver and gold went up. Some were calling for it to go down. My wife is texting me, would you shut the door? It looks shut. Maybe I need to shut it better than it's shut. Anyway, let's see. What else is going on today? Oh, I was going to check gold and silver prices. And silver is above $90 an ounce. Wow. That's pretty high compared to what it was this time last year. Gold is up 36 bucks. So what's the stock market open? Stock market went up. Yeah. Doesn't seem like any of the markets are worried about the president's speech yesterday. Then I listened to the rebuttal. The governor of Virginia did a rebuttal speech. She called Trump a liar. Yeah, she called Mr. Trump, our president, a liar. Can you believe that? Yeah, it was something like that. I thought it was Spangler. Is it Spamberger? All politicians are liars. Yeah, she said that ICE was, or agents, not ICE, she said agents were terrorizing our country, separating nursing mothers from their children to detention camps, and she's, well, that wouldn't have happened if you didn't break the law and come here illegally, even if it did happen. And then she said, oh, Americans are getting killed. Well, why are Americans in harm's way when agents are doing their job of sending people back? That's what they're paid to do, send people back. If somebody attacks them, they have the right to defend themselves. Imagine that. Anyway, morning, Flip It Good. What's up? Rumors Spanberger will be running for president. Yeah. She would probably be. I wonder if she's probably a better choice than, say, Nancy Pelosi would be. Of course, Nancy, she's getting kind of. How old is Nancy Pelosi? She's acting old. Old. She acts older than I do. That's acting pretty old. Let's see, let me Google it. How old is Nancy Pelosi? 85. Well, no wonder she acts old. She's old. She's older than Trump, isn't she? How old is Trump? Trump's, they're about the same age, I guess. Well, okay, so Gwen wanted the other door shut. She didn't want to hear me at all, which I don't blame her. She gets to hear me too much during the day anyway. Clintons and Barack say they are backing her. Well, that's fine. Probably somebody needs to back her. She seems intelligent, but just misguided. Yeah. He didn't talk just a ton about policies and stuff. He, at least half of the speech was recognizing the recent heroes of the United States. The folks who rescued people from the Texas floods. And he recognized a couple of the war heroes with Congressional Medals of Honor. Pelosi breaking her hip was as far down. Yeah, she doesn't seem as, she just sounds old, you know, like somebody that's old. I mean, there's old, and then there's people who are starting to get kind of, you know, Biden-ish. Yeah. You know the thing. Anyway, I have a lot of friends that are Democrats. So with them, I avoid talking to them like I'm talking with y'all right now. Senile. Just go ahead and call it what it is, Sandy. What do you say? Yeah. There comes a point where people just aren't as quick with their minds. I don't know if I'm getting to that point, but it's adding Bidenish to, well, gosh, the way he fumbled over that last presidential debate he did with Trump was just, man, that was a train wreck. That was sad. That was hard to watch because you kind of felt sorry for the guy. He couldn't say, I'm on the downward spiral. Well, everybody is. I mean, today, everybody is one day closer to the day of their death than they were yesterday, right? So, yeah, that's part of the reason why I still resell. When I get to the point where I need assisted living, I want to be able to afford it. And so I don't want to blow through what little savings I have before I need it for other things. I mean, I'm not very far off from hiring a lawn service company. I've always mowed my own yard, you know, and trimmed my own trees and this type of stuff. But I'm probably not very many more years before I need to hand that over. And stuff like maintenance of the house and the cars. Shoot, I used to think, if you can't change your own oil, you don't need to be driving. Well, I don't change my own oil anymore. I go to Quickie Lube or whatever. Prostate cancer. That could be. I don't. Old Biden. Kentucky's McConnell's. Yeah. You have warriors. That's true. Yeah. I've always been pretty tight. I should have enough to last me the rest of my life if I didn't, But once in a while, I like to pay for the upgraded lenses in my cataract surgery, and I like to take trips to Europe, and I like taking care of my family if they need. All your family's gone. Yeah, except for my brother, which is he's 2 years older than me. He and I are the patriarchs now. We're the oldest ones. So, it is a sobering thought, thinking I'm the oldest one in my family. I got a cousin or two that are older than me, but that's about it. I still trim the shrubbery, but mowing lawns, you gave that a grass allergies. Okay. Yeah, if you're allergic to grass, but I've got a carburetor kit right here to rebuild my weed eater. So it wouldn't start the second half of last year, so the grass had been growing over the edges of the sidewalks for the second half of last season. So I gotta stick a new carburetor and gas tubes on my weed eater, get it up and running again. I've got it's an Echo brand. It's a very good, powerful weed eater, but it wouldn't start the second half of last year. So anyway, what are the other topics we got? We talked about the State of the Union. He didn't talk much about Iran. I thought he would spend more time talking about what's going to happen upcoming in Iran. But we've got a large portion of our fighting fleet in and around the Middle East. So I'm just thinking something's going on. They already bombed the snot out of their nuclear program, so just wondering what's next. Start planning USA trip saves money. Well, I mean, yeah. Yeah, we went up to the Black Hills and up into Wyoming about 12 years ago. We took a road trip, went and saw Devil's Tower and Mount Rushmore, and it's beautiful up there. I don't think I'd want to live in Wyoming in the wintertime. I bet that gets cold up there. I don't mind mowing grass. Gives me a chance to make a video about how I put too much oil in my mower and so I smoke out the neighborhood. That was a funny video. Yeah, and it's still on YouTube if you want to go watch something funny. So what else is going on? Y'all aren't coming up with many topics here. Yeah. I have a strange yard because I have like 3 backyards. So I got the backyard on that side, and then I got a fence, and that's where the swimming pool is. And then I've got a backyard on this side, and so, and you can't go from one backyard to the other backyard without going through gates and stuff. So I don't think a zero turn would fit through the gates that I have to my backyards. Too much, Robin. Too much. Yeah, but what else am I going to do to keep this physical fit body of mine? I wonder how old you have to get before you should stop swimming. Because I can still swim. Hey, silver short hair. Love the smell of burning silver. So, yeah, silver short hair. You're one of the ones that came over with the raids from the crab nation, crustacean nation, right? We never swim alone. Shoot, I do all the time. Just get out there and get a couple of backstrokes in. It's good for you. And if I'm too old to swim, that might not be a bad way to go out. Just slowly sink under the surface of the water. Down to my safe at the bottom of my swimming pool where I hide my silver and gold. Yeah. I don't know. That pool was here when we moved here. And it's just about reached the end of its lifespan because it's a vinyl line pool. We put a new vinyl liner in it last year. And so So it should last another 5 to 10 years. But they said the walls that hold the liner are starting to get kind of iffy on the rusty spots. That swimming pool was built in like 1979-ish. So that's quite a while ago. I mean, we're talking, how long ago was 79? 50 years ago? 46 years ago? So I don't know what to do if that pool is just going to break down. I'm not going to spend another $80,000 to $100,000 to put in another one. So I guess we'll just hire a truck to fill it up with dirt and raise a garden in it or something. I don't know. My neighbor's 83, sold his gold stash last week. He's ready to spend it. Well, he's selling at a much better time than he would have at this same time last year, because gold has gone up a bunch since. If there's one thing that you could have been into, gold would, the last year or so, gold was not a bad place. Dun, dun. You don't think you've been in a pool in 20 years? Lakes, rivers, and ocean. Yeah, that'll keep you young too. Do you do some swimming when you're at the lakes and rivers and ocean? You do a lot of fishing, don't you, James? 50 buried Peter. That might be a good thing to do with them. Just throw them in the pool area and cover them up with dirt. That's right. The heck with leaving anything to the kids and grandkids. My kids have pretty much already gotten quite a bit of what they're going to inherit, so we'll see. We'll see how they do going forward. Anyway, what other topics have we got? Anything? Oh, I did get some new silver at the auction last month. Silver short hair, since you're here. I paid up for these. At the time, silver was like $75, and I paid $88 a piece for these eagles. They are, let's see, this one's a 2004. Oh, we did get the Crab Nation in. Hey, guys. Wow. Silver short hair was the first one. Y'all are late. Break out a little bit of silver and look who shows up. How y'all doing? Look at the toning on that 2004 Eagle right there. Ain't it cool? Have you ever seen that? I used to think the capsules would keep silver from toning like that, but it hasn't these. So these three are 2004s. Well, welcome in. How are y'all this morning? I haven't got a whole lot of silver to show this morning, but I did get 4 new silver eagles. They were $88 a piece. And today the price of silver is what? I don't think they're airtights. I think they're just plain ones. Welcome in, join the crowd. I don't have a big crowd. So silver sitting at on Kitco $90.49. So that's up. We're up about 4% this morning on silver, huh? That's pretty cool. All right. Sold. Yeah. So anyway, also got, I don't know if y'all have ever seen one of these. This was produced by the Franklin Mint. And there she is, Queen Elizabeth II. This is one of her younger pictures. I think there were like 4 different effigies of Queen Elizabeth on coins. Struck by the Franklin Mint. This is about 1.5 ounces. And this is a $10 coin. And it's got a sailing ship on the back. Sterling silver proof. Independence $10 coin. So the Bahamas became independent, and July 1973, is that when they got their independence from Britain? Lag says he'll pay 40 for it. If you look on eBay, this coin sells for like 120, and yeah, it's sterling. You don't like sterling, Robert? I'm not a big fan of sterling, but I looked on eBay before I bought this from the auction, and yeah, it's 925. Flag says $50. This is not a bidding. Thank you all for coming in. Yeah, hit the subscribe button. So it comes with a COA and everything. Most of what I have is either constitutional silver or there it is. Constitutional or 999 pure silver. Anyway, I like that effigy of Queen Elizabeth. She was kind of a cute young lady back in the day. Well, I appreciate International Stacker and all of his Crab Nation for coming in. A couple of y'all like the coin. So 4 new eagles and a piece of sterling to add to the stack. Her and Betty White were beautiful back in the day. Yeah. Betty White was a cute little lady. 209, you were from Texas too, weren't you? Well, that's probably all it was worth back in 1973. What was an ounce of silver worth? Or 1.5 ounces of silver worth in 1973. Yeah, it's a cool coin. I like the sailing ship on the back. How many of y'all have some Bahamas coins in your stack of coins? I don't have as much variety in my stack as I used to. I used to go for like almost everything the Perth Mint came out with, you know, like koalas and lunar coins and such like that. But the last 4 or 5 years, I have pretty much, wow, I think there's 500 people watching. That's great. Thank y'all for coming in. So those are new to me. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. So, yeah, no problem. Appreciate everybody coming in. Let me refresh here and see how many likes I have on this video. How we doing on the likes? We are at almost 200. There it is, 200. 200 likes. Appreciate it. Y'all are the best. I like how the international stacker crew is the international stacker crew. You're all always positive. You never criticize anybody, or you're not hurtful. I like that about a group. Always being positive. God, what is that? That's some fancy stuff right there. I appreciate that. Unless it's hockey. Yeah, we gotta tease the Canadians about hockey, don't we? An honest desk. This desk is it's solid wood, but it does have like an oak veneer on it, so it's been through the ringer. I've had this. I kind of inherited this. My brother-in-law passed away about 8-10 years ago, and I inherited this desk from him. Just a perfect size for what I need a desk for. It's always got a mess on it though, because you never know when you need your beef jerky. You never know when you need your Altoids. So just keep them on the desk. You're a silver fox. All right. Have you seen the 2-ounce Berlin from the Germanium Mint? No, I'm not really a collector. I'm more of a stacker. I mean, I do enjoy a wide variety of coins. If you look at my past videos, you will see that I like the variety in 20 franc gold coins. I have quite a few of those. If you're just wanting something to watch, go watch some of my old videos about 20 franc gold coins. So you collect and stack? I'm more about the ounces. But I'm old, so that's probably what I need to be. Well, quality, you're just going for the crabs. Appreciate it. Red octopus waving. There you go. Crab raid. Appreciate that, Mr. Lafferty. Jabus, you do the Mercury dimes. 3,000 of them. That's a bunch. That's more than I have. I've got I've got like a 50, no, it's about $100 face value in constitutional, but it's quarters, dimes, half dollars, that type of stuff. Then I also have several hundred silver dollars. I like the silver dollars. Always makes me feel like I'm going back in time, back when I imagined myself to be a cowboy. How a cowboy would take out a silver dollar and plop it down on a at the bar and say, hand me a bear, barkeep. Dude, crab raid. Got it. Yeah, that's a problem with my stack. If I had to bug out, there's no way I could carry all my silver. I just have to grab some of it and hope the rest stayed secure. Yeah. I always imagine myself a rhinestone cowboy, drive a pickup, and I never owned a horse though. USA. Yeah. Put yours in buckets. What's my favorite? Um, hmm, that's a good question. I guess I'm partial. I mean, for security's sake, I like the 999 stuff like Silver Eagles and Britannias and um, I've got some uh, what's the Mexican coins? Um, God, my brain is foggy. Somebody help me out. Libertines, yeah. I got a bunch of Libertines. I've got a bunch of the Noah's Ark. Was that Armenian coins? I got several tubes of those. That's pretty cool. I mean, if you can get it at I'm kind of on a fixed income over here, so I'm buying less than I used to because I'm retired. My income is not going up, but the price of silver is going up, so I just can't buy as much as I used to. Yeah, I've got a bunch of maple leaves too. I've probably got 3 or 4 tubes of maple leaves somewhere in my stack. I thought it was interesting with the rise in silver price, the amount of gold I have was always um, a greater fiat dollar amount, you know, but with the rise of silver now, the dollar amount of my silver stack has overtaken the amount that I own in gold. So I thought that was an interesting occurrence. gold backs would make a great deck of cards. I don't do the gold backs. I think they're a little overpriced. It would be interesting to own some just to look at them, but ruthenium colored Libertons. I don't think I've seen any of those. I'll have to look those up on, see what they look like. I have none. Need to wait in line. Yeah, Libertons have gotten harder and harder to get, haven't they? Do I have gold eagles? Yes, I have. I think I got 3 gold eagles, the 1 ounce, and I've got about 30 or 40 of the 10th ounce. I've got a couple of the 1/4 ounce, and I've got a couple of the 1/2 ounce eagles. And I have 4 1 ounce buffaloes. But I can't hardly buy eagles or buffaloes anymore because when I bought the buffaloes that I have, they were $1,350 a piece from AppMax. And now what's the price to go buy a gold buffalo today? Just looking. Let's see. Well, here, let's just do a little research. Do a little screen share here. Share screen. So we go up here and we type in one ounce. So the going price on eBay is $5,613. And the ones I have I bought when they were $1,350. That's what they cost me. Quite a price difference. This is from AppMax. They're going to be the most expensive probably of the bullion dealers, but they're well over 5,000 a piece, aren't they? Well, the price of gold is what, 5,200 today? So they're actually not that much over spot. Let's see, what's the cheapest one? About 5,500. Pinehurst has them for $55.79. Cool. So basically, the ones that I own are worth 3 times what I paid. Of course, there's been a lot of inflation since I bought mine, so when... Hey Jack, what's going on? Welcome to the show. We've been rated by the International Stackers Crab. So we got a lot of viewers in here right now. I'm doing pretty good. Trying to get my wife over her knee surgery. She got a new knee. Your local shops have been out of gold. I haven't been in a local coin shop in a long time. You got an AppMax ounce for 1,200. That doesn't seem that long ago, 11 years ago. Bullion exchange is $54.10 for a gold buffalo. So, yeah, Jack, we're talking a little gold and silver here since we got the brigade came over from. I got raided by the Crab Nation. They're great folks. I love it. Lag, you were 12, 11 years ago? Nah, I don't believe that. No, 13. Okay. That's a little unbelievable. I think you're a little bit older than that, Lag. You should have bought more. Well, we all should have, right? But be honest now, everybody in the side chat, how many of you thought gold and silver would go as high as it did in December and January? At this time last year, the end of February 2025, did you expect gold and silver to go as high as it is right now? Morning, Glenn. We're getting rated by the International Stacker crew. So we still got 276 people in the chat. That's funny. I beat the Beard when Beard runs the show. I beat John Flippin' Ain't Easy. Total shock on the reprise. I mean, I've got a pretty good size stack, and to see the value of it just go up and up and up during 2025. I know, but we've been saying that for more than 3 years ago. I mean, if you watch the silver channels from 10, 11, 12 years ago, all of them were saying, I can't believe the price is going down in gold and silver, and so why now? I mean, so y'all aren't really surprised that it went up, and I shouldn't be surprised. But I thought if it was going to go up, it would be more gradual and would have started sooner than it did. I'm the #1 YouTuber. It is stunning. It's good to already own silver and gold if you're before the prices zoomed up. You thought it was going up, but not this quick? Yeah. So, but it still came back down about 30%, didn't it? What's a night? What did it get up to? Like $115 an ounce for silver, and gold got up over 5,500. So they normalized a little bit. I don't know how many of y'all know Josh Galt, but he's a old silver gold guy, and he thinks silver should probably go ahead and go on back down to around 60 to level things out. And then after it settles out, supercomputers are using silver. It runs in a cycle. Kind of. Global demand changed when AI became part of it. Could be. I don't know. Wow. $122 an ounce for silver. No way. No way it's going to go back down to 60. I thought it was kind of headed down pretty sharply there for a while. It went down to 70 something. Been saying forever. I may not live long enough to see gold at 50,000. 60s are over. 70, 75 is the new floor. It seems that way in the short term, but we're not very many months removed from the run up, so from the bull market. So we'll see. SHFE, what's that? Shit hit fan entirely? I don't know. Anyway. So yeah, what else is going on? Did the Crab Nation, I didn't watch this morning's show on International Stacker. Did y'all talk any about the president's speech? Oh, the Shanghai Exchange? Are they still closed or did they reopen? Or is that one still, did Shanghai just open up today or was it yesterday they opened up? Because they took a week off for the Chinese New Year, right? Shanghai futures. So they're open right now. But they were shut. They're a big market and they were shut down for a while. They'll have to make as much copper as they did in the last 100 years. Just for all the data centers for AI. Currently, it's not 30%. Being in mind what they need, yeah. What's the price of copper? It's probably up too. Let's see. Got to get my eyeballs on. The deficit in copper is staggering. Copper is at $5.93. It's up a nickel today. Everything's up except uranium. Yeah, it's green. Every metal is green today. Wow, platinum. I never thought platinum would go over $1,000. Look at it, $22.85. That's just crazy to me. I don't own any platinum, but you got to look at platinum. They reopened with an $11 gap up. Well over. They're $100 in Shanghai now. Copper price is going to Mars. $6 a pound. Yeah, we're right at that according to the, let's see, Kitco right now says copper is 5.93. Copper penny's worth 4 cents. Yeah. Poor man's gold. There you go, Phil. All right. I think I'm past my expiration date for this live show. Thank you, everyone, for coming in. Still got 238. I hate to leave with 230. Usually my show gets maybe 35 people to watch it. Not today. I had up to 500. I appreciate the raid from International Stacker and his crew again. And let's just put as your last view a Silver Eagle, 1 ounce, and that's worth over $90 melt today. Bam! I remember buying these for $22 an ounce. So, appreciate everybody for coming in, and we'll see you tomorrow. I'm going to do a show again tomorrow if you so want to come in. And so for now, adios, goodbye, thank you a lot, and we'll see you tomorrow maybe. Bye.